Thinking about selling your home and wondering, is home staging really worth it? You're not alone. A lot of home sellers and realtors still wonder, is home staging worth it to get your house sold faster? Now in this video, I'm going to break it down for you, busting some myths, as well as giving you some tips to get started so that you can get your house sold faster. So if you want your home to stand out and sell for top dollar, stick around, this is for you. Hey there, and welcome back to another Creative Home Staging Show. I am your host, Kasha, and today I want to talk about what is home staging and bust some myths, because some of you may be familiar with home staging, some of you may have never done it before, and I just want to share a couple of thoughts with you so you get a better understanding of what home staging really is and how it can help you as a home seller. So basically, home staging became part of my world back in 2002 when I first sold my house. And back then, we didn't call it home staging. It was just getting the house ready to sell. And you didn't want to leave the house a mess. You didn't want to leave dirty piles of laundry or dishes or anything like that. You made it look, that someone maintained the home, that it looked nice. You can't just stick a for sold sign in the front yard and expect it to get sold right away. And even now these days, you can't do that either. So you want the buyers to have a great first impression of your home and not a bad first impression. And that's what we're trying to do as a home stager. So according to Google, home staging is, quote, the activity or practice of styling and furnishing a property for sale in such a way as to enhance its attractiveness to potential buyers, end quote. So basically, what is it that we're trying to do? How are we trying to show this off? What makes the house look more attractive to buyers? So you may have seen some examples if you watch some TV shows or you've seen some of the houses, but I want to explain to you what TV has done to home staging and how it has brought it out to the limelight. Now back in 2003, there was this show called Sell This House. Roger Hazard and Tanya Meme were the hosts, and they would go from house to house and show how simple changes can make a big difference. They had people come in and make comments as they walk through the house as is, and sometimes they would say, oh, it's too dark in here. Wow, there seems to be a lot of color going on in here. It wasn't very attractive. It didn't appeal to them, right? So then Roger and Tanya would then go through and start changing things, whether they be removing or they be painting things or just adding a few touches, right, to make it more appealing to buyers. And then they would have those same buyers come back to the house and say, oh wow, yeah, this does look better. Wasn't there something here before? Oh, I like this wall color better, right? So, and I know TV, reality TV and things like that back then, some of it was staged, if you will, anyway, with actors and things like that. But it did really make a difference. You did see the changes, and you were probably impressed with them too, thinking, oh wow, that does look better. Oh, I see why they did that, right? And they also explained how much money they spent on the changes, right? So some of them were minor, some of them cost a little bit more, but you at least understood what it would take to make those changes, right? They weren't expensive remodels or anything like that. Sometimes it's just enough just to remove some pieces of furniture out of the room. Now, these shows were not, like I said, not very realistic. And back in 2016, the National Association of Realtors did a survey where 63% of home buyers thought that the homes should be staged like they were found on TV. And then they were disappointed when they weren't. They expected, oh, well, it's on TV, people should be doing the same thing too. Not exactly, no. So buyers were disappointed when they didn't see them looking nice and neat or redone or repainted, right? People just left them the way they were. Luckily, in 2019, only 10% of buyers thought that homes should look like they should look on the TV show. So TV has definitely showed us a way on how it can be done before us home stagers can come in and exactly explain, hey, look, this is going to look better if we just move this over here. Okay. So what is home staging? As I mentioned, it's a way to make the house more appealing to buyers. I tell my clients that home staging is neutralizing the home decor, and basically when you're looking at your home decor, you may love this wall color, or you may love this wall paint, or your favorite chair is here in this spot, or they're sporting goods, and that's not something that people will always appeal to them. Maybe they like a different team, or they don't like sports, or whatever it is. You want to neutralize them and not have any distractions to help them see the house and imagine themselves living in it. So home staging is the opposite of home decorating. We need to attract a broader audience by neutralizing colors and decor in the home. And that's what home staging does, because it allows the homeowners to envision themselves living in it and adding their own flair to the home. In fact, per the National Association of Realtors, 47% of buyers' agents cited that home staging had an effect on most buyers' view of the home. Almost 50% of people. That's a lot that affected them that many, because now a lot of you may think, oh, well, home staging doesn't do anything for me. I just want to see the house. That is fantastic. There are very few, 10% actually, that can actually see beyond the clutter, the color, the furniture, the whatever else is distracting other buyers. You're the exception. You're the 10%. I'm so proud that you guys can do that. There are very few people that can. But the rest of them, the other 90%, need to be shown, oh, this is what it could do. Oh, wow, this brighter, I like this color better. This makes the room feel bigger. 82% of buyers' agents also said that staging a home made it easier for a buyer to visualize the property as a future home. 82%. Yeah. So once you get through the process of staging your house or getting it ready to sell, whatever you want to call it, the house looks better and is ready for buyers to move in. So let's go over some home staging myths. I have 4 of them to bust for you. Hopefully I'll bust them for you. Number 1 is emptying the house and removing all of your furniture. Now, you may think, oh yeah, that's the best way to do it. We'll sell the house because our furniture's not looking so great. There's just a lot of stuff. I have too many things. I just don't want to take the time to sell it using my furniture. That is not necessarily true. That empty housing actually takes longer to sell your house when the house is empty versus a staged house with furniture and accessories. Now, I've personally gone through emptying my own house many years ago before I became a home stager and thought, oh yeah, that's the best way to do it. We'll take pictures as an empty so that people can imagine themselves living in it, right? Well, in fact, people had a hard time imagining, where does the furniture go? What room is this? Because when they look at the pictures online, you can't tell if it's a living room, an office, a bedroom. What is it, right? Until you put the furniture in there. And then the empty houses basically don't give you a sense of scale. You can't tell, well, is this couch going to fit? Is there a king size bed? I have one of those. Is it going to fit in here? Probably not. So they assume things. But empty houses actually take longer to sell than staged houses. So that's myth bust number 1. Number 2, your own decor is fine and you don't need to stage, is what some home sellers think. Yeah, your decor is your personality, right? Your friends love you for who you are and they come to your house or visit you or love you for who you are because you may be the quiet type of person, or maybe you're the loud colors everywhere, or you like this farmhouse, whatever it is that you love. That's your personality, or boho type stuff, whatever it is, right? Well, not when it comes to selling your house. That's your decorative style, that's your personality. We're going to be toning down that personality when it comes time to sell your house. Number 3, people think that home staging costs a lot of money, when in reality, it doesn't. So if you just need a consultation, that's maybe something that you just need someone to come in and tell you as a home stager, this is what you need to move, this is what you need to add, this is what you need to change, remove this, and you do it yourself as a homeowner, that doesn't cost very much at all. In fact, home staging consultations can range from $150 to $600 for up to 2 hours. It depends on the town or the city that you live in and how many stagers are in your area. But basically that will help you budget what you can do for your home so that you know that it really doesn't cost that much to help get information on what you need to do to get your house staged. So if you think about it, if you didn't stage your house and you listed at a certain price, and then you waited and went and got a couple of showings, then you realized, we're probably going to have to reduce the price. Well, that price reduction is not going to be a $500 reduction. It's not going to be a $1,000 reduction. Normally they're $10,000 or more reductions, right? It's not insignificant. And to you as the homeowner, $10,000, that's a lot of money that you now have to make up later because you didn't sell it for as much as you wanted. Home staging helps increase the perceived value of your home because then it translates to a higher offer price on your home because staged homes sell faster than non-staged homes. A common home staging myth number 4 is that home staging is only for expensive houses. Now, I'm here to tell you that is totally not true. I have staged houses from $100,000 to over $1 million, and each house had its own things that needed help with staging, whether it was paint, whether it was clutter, whether it was whatever it was all different things. Sometimes it was rearranging furniture, sometimes it was clutter. It just depended on the home, but each one had its own specific criteria of what we needed to do for each house to get it staged and sold faster, right? I've had houses so that basically the $100,000 house was sold within a week after I'd staged it and the pictures were retaken. And the over $1 million, of course, not as many people are going to be looking for over $1 million house, depending on the area that you live in. Maybe it will take a little bit longer because there's less of a pool of home buyers, but they still took about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the home and the area and the time of year too. By the way, if you are getting ready to sell and want personalized help staging your home, I do offer online home staging consultations. I'll walk you through exactly what you need to change, remove, or add room by room so that you know what it takes to get your house ready to sell. So it's all done virtually. It is super easy to get started, and you want to check out the link that I leave in the show notes if you want to book your session. So let me explain what home staging is not. It is not meant to hide serious flaws. If you have water damage on the floor, if you have broken tile, if you have broken doors, things like it's not meant to hide those things at all. It's also not just decluttering or depersonalizing. That's part of it, yes, but that's not all of it. There's more to it. And it's just not adding a few fancy pillows. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to take, just put some pillows around and it'll be fine. That's staging. No, it's a whole package, a whole process that needs to happen in order to get your house sold faster and appeal to buyers. So what is home staging? It is a process. It is. There's a couple of things that you would need to do as a homeowner, and you have to take the time to actually sit down and do it. So my mentor, Deborah Gould from the Staging Diva, she explained how people pick homes. She says that house hunting is like speed dating, where you need to make a great first impression of your home. And if you're seeing houses so many in a day, you pick the ones that you love, right? Ones that remind you of, oh, I love this one. I like how this house had this one. I want to take it a little bit further and say that your house is going out on a date. So remember whenever you had to go out on a date and you had to make a great first impression, right? Or going on an interview, right? You did your hair, you put your makeup on, you found a nice outfit, right? That's what you're going to do when it comes time to selling your house. You've got to stage it, set it up, do the hair, do the makeup, make it look nice and pretty so that buyers will make an offer on your home. So what is the process? You're going to do a lot of things in order to make a great first impression, right? We're going to declutter. We're going to clean. We're going to fix things around the house. You're going to rearrange furniture. There's a whole bunch of things. I actually talk about this in my home staging strategy. If you want to take a look at the link, I'll leave that link in the show notes so you can take a look at that video or listen to that podcast. But there's a number of steps that you can do to get your house ready to sell. I hope this helped you to see how powerful home staging can be when it comes time to sell your home. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my channel, and share it with someone who is selling their house soon. And if you still have questions about staging or want more tips, drop a comment below and I'd love to answer your questions. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!